Hi everybody, this is Wayne Sadin, host of the Future CXO and Board channel on Acceleration Economy. And today's episode is brought to you by Cloud Wars Expo, running June 28th to 30th at Moscone Center in San Francisco, California, where I'll be leading tracks and sessions alongside Bob Evans, founder of Cloud Wars, and the rest of my Acceleration Economy colleagues. Hey, go to cloudwarsexpo.com to learn more, and please join me in San Francisco.
Join thousands of CXOs June 28th to 30th in San Francisco, California at Cloud Wars Expo as we explore a new metric called the time to dazzle, exclusively focused on how long it takes to dazzle customers with new business models that are enabled by the cloud, empowered by AI, and optimized with human ingenuity. Register today at cloudwarsexpo.com and join a movement to make dazzling customers the metric that matters.
And now let's do 2 minutes of tech talk for the top executive. So as a CIO for many years, I talked to hundreds, maybe thousands of vendors. As a consultant, I've talked to many more hundreds. As an analyst now, I'm really starting to pay attention to what vendors are doing and what they mean to the people buying. And I want to give vendor executives, CMOs, CEOs, a little bit of advice from 40 years. And the advice is, don't ignore the economic buyer. Don't ignore the person who benefits from whatever it is you sell. You're selling to a CTO, or you're selling to a head of infrastructure, or you're selling to a head of apps. But there's somebody out there, a CFO, a CEO, a board member, an end user department manager, who is the user of the capability that you're selling, the CIO is buying, and we're installing. And so when I make a decision as a CIO, I may involve my CFO, certainly, my CEO perhaps, the members of the board, the ultimate end users. And so here's the challenge. A lot of your products are very technical. And so the websites and the marketing is very technical, aimed at the person who's going to use and install the product. Don't ignore your economic buyer. Don't make the CFO and the CEO and the CMO and the board members feel dumb, because there's no way to understand what your product actually does for the company. So here's the message. Please don't ignore the people I have to, as a CIO, sell your product to when I want to spend money, especially if you're a new company that not everybody knows. So don't ignore the economic buyer. Pay attention to those non-technical people who use the product. And at Cloud Wars Expo, we're going to do a non-technical track for the CFO and the CEO and maybe board members. And perhaps we can talk about helping you craft a message for that audience. Because while they're not the ones buying the product, they are the ones that have to agree the product makes sense. Thank you for listening.